Hello.
Wait a minute, I don't see an empty chair. If I see an empty chair, I'm leaving. They're all filled up, okay. What do we do, Max?
I think they want some questions asked. Hey, we're going to kind of change it up a little bit because we're running behind on time. We have Paula has about to make it up. We're going to give away a bunch of prints. So just basically asking.
We're giving them away?
Yeah.
Let's sell them.
Hey, so let's start off. Who has a question? Okay, the guy with the cane back there. Hey, I'm going to repeat the question, so if you guys didn't hear
Why
it.
do I always have to answer questions at a panel? Why can't we just sit and speak nicely and not make me have to think of answers and make stuff up? And we have to change the way these panels are done.
Here's a question. What's your secret cameo for Captain America Winter Soldier? Your cameo.
I'm not going to tell about that. It's a secret. They'd shoot me.
How about this?
You know what they do? Did I tell you? They always make my cameo very small so that you might miss it. So then you have to go buy another ticket to see the movie again. To make sure, and that's why they make so much money. It's all on account of my cameos. But you probably figured that out.
What's your question? Speak up. I can't.
Don't they have microphones?
No.
Why don't they have microphones? Who's in charge here?
This is a quick story. Hi, I was at a bank a couple weeks ago doing business. I mentioned about coming to the convention and seeing Stan Lee. And the teller says, "Oh, I know who he is." And I said, "Oh, are you a comic buff?" And she says, "No, I watched The Big Bang Theory."
And he remembers it from that? I'm unforgettable, let's face it. And that Big Bang Theory was funny, though. I loved it. Nor am I. But I'm letting you handle this whole thing.
I get a raise?
No, it's just that if anything goes wrong, I can blame it on you.
Do you have a personal favorite cameo that you've had so far?
I really love them all. You won't know this, you wouldn't suspect this, but I'm really my biggest fan. And I love everything I do. I look at those cameos and I say, wow, did I do that? Oh, did you all see the new Iron Man movie? But I gotta tell you something, my cameo was bigger than that. They had to cut it because the movie ran too long. Since I like you all so much, I'm going to tell you what the whole cameo should have been, and you're the only people who know this until I go to the next convention. I was supposed to be very enraptured by the girl at this beauty contest, and the minute she comes up, I hold up a 10 card. I was one of the judges, which was stupid. But after that, she impressed me so much that when she made this stupid little speech that they all make, like, if I win this beauty contest, I'll do what I can to ensure that there's peace in the world, stuff like that. And I go, oh, words to live by. And that was very funny, and they cut it, and I'm never talking to them again. See, while the questions are going on, he wants me to sign these, and we're going to give them away, and I'm going to shoot you because we're not selling them.
Hi, Stan, thanks for being here. I was just wondering, when you published the issue of Spider-Man without the comic seal of approval back in the 60s and 70s about the issue of drugs and all that, was there a little party that was real nervous thinking, maybe I pushed it too far, and this probably isn't going to work out too well?
No, I never feel uncomfortable. The comics code was so stupid. I got a letter from the Office of Health, Education, and Welfare in Washington saying, we think it would be great if you would do an anti-drug message in one of your comics. That was Washington. So I said, fine, we'll do it. So we ran this 3-part story of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And in one small scene, somebody he knew had taken an overdose and thought he could fly and was going to jump off the roof. And Peter gives him a little lecture, don't be a jerk and stop taking drugs, something like that. Well, the comics code at that time said you're not allowed to mention drugs. So they wouldn't let us put out the book with the code seal of approval. So my publisher and I said to hell with them, we did it anyway. And it didn't mean a thing. We got letters of congratulations from religious groups and from schools and so forth. And the code finally saw the light, and now well, not now, there's no more code, but at that time, they started doing what we wanted to do instead of the nonsense that they wanted to do, and I apologize for giving you an answer that wasn't the least bit funny, and I hate being too serious.
All right, Stan. Hulk or Thor? Which one's stronger?
Hulk or Thor? All right, I'm going to tell you the one way that you can always tell. It depends who's writing the story. If the writer is a Hulk fan, the Hulk will be stronger. If he's a Thor fan, the Thor will be stronger. Because I don't want it to go any further than this one. But these are fictitious characters.
Mr. Lee, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know, about those fictitious characters that you were saying about Thor and Hulk and Iron Man and Captain America, the suits, the shields, all those wondrous, woolly, wild characters you made through the decades helped make me who I am today. And I truly understand what you mean, be a true believer, because when you said they're fictional characters, but they also are real to all of us.
They're real to me too, actually.
They're so real because we don't look at the costumes. We actually look at the characters' hearts. And it wasn't a question, it was a comment and a thank you for help developing my life. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. I'll tell you one thing. I don't like people who speak better than I do. I don't want that man here anymore.
Hey Stan, I was kind of curious, who's your favorite X-Men and why?
I think Professor Xavier, because he was like me, he was so smart. I like Magneto too. To me, he was the perfect villain. See, he was a villain who really thought he was doing good. He thought what he was doing was right. Kind of like Dr. Doom. Take Dr. Doom. You may not want him, but take him. He's the king of his own country and he rules it, and he feels that he should be ruling the world. Well, there's no law against wanting to rule the world. I'll tell you this to prove it. You could walk up to a cop on the street and you could say, excuse me, officer, I want to rule the world. Not a thing you can do about it. It's not against the law. What got me on that subject? I forget what you said, but whatever it was, I'm sure you're right. Well, I don't have a favorite. I love them all. People are always asking me, who's your favorite hero? I'm really very impartial. I love everything I've done so much that when they ask who's my favorite character, I usually say Spider-Man, because that's what people expect to hear. But I also like Thor, and I like Daredevil, and I like the Fantastic Four, and I like Doctor Strange and the Inhumans and the Black Panther and everybody else. So it's hard to have a favorite. The favorite was always whichever one I was writing at the time, and I'm talking too much. We should have another question.
Hi, Stan. I'm Dan.
Hi, Dan. I'm Stan. You picked Dan because he's close and our friend and nectar. You can't learn how to handle these microphones. All right, Dan, what's going on?
My question is there any possible plans for a Marvel movie based on the Secret Wars?
No, there is no plan at the moment to do that, but I'll tell you this, sooner or later they will do it because they're running out of things to do. So they're always looking for new. They're working on, right now, they're working on Ant-Man, they're working on Black Panther, they're working on the Inhumans, they're working on Doctor Strange, they're working on Deadpool. They got guys, there's no work for screenwriters anywhere else. They're all working for Marvel, coming up with new things. So sooner or later, I forget what you asked, whatever the hell it was, they'll do it.
Hello, Stan. I'm a huge fan of yours, and I wanted to ask you if you would be kind enough to sign my arm so that I can get your autograph tattoo.
You know, I've signed 6 arms already. People are going to be walking around with my name, and if they do anything wrong, they'll throw me in jail. But yeah, if you want it, if it's all right with him, he's my manager. This man has everybody's name on the face of the earth. There's no room left. Now this means you have to be a hero and do good deeds. Right? Okay. Be a good guy. You got a girl right here? Thank you.
If you could cast Nicolas Cage as any superhero or villain, who would it be?
He's already Ghost Rider.
Nicolas Cage? He's actually a friend of mine. But wait a minute, didn't he play the Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
Well, let's stay with the Ghost Rider. Oh, a villain. He'd make a good villain, actually. You know what my problem is? I don't even remember all the villains I've done. They homogenize in my mind after a while. Who would you like him to be? He says in a tricky way, getting to know him. Who do you think he should be? These people are waiting with bated breath.
I'm asking the master.
She's asking the master to answer the question.
No, he's too good. I would never make Nicolas Cage a villain. He's too good-hearted. He's like me. He can do no wrong. I got out of that one, I hope.
Hey guys, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna ask some
Later,
questions.
get into Nicolas Cage. You never know with people.
I'm gonna ask some questions. I'm gonna give away some prints, okay? All signed by Stan. Simple first question. What was Stan's cameo in a non-Marvel movie? Okay? Okay, that's right. That's one. Someone leave another one. Watch him.
Himself and Mallrats.
He already did that.
Oh, I couldn't hear him.
Yeah, he said, I asked what cameo did he make, what cameos did he make that is a non-Marvel movie, and he already said Mallrats. There's one more. What is it? Huh? Miss Mars. Miss Mars? Yeah, that's what I have to play for. This guy was a
My name's Justin Morgan, big fan. Yeah. Yeah, the movie stars.
No idea what's going on here.
Yes, there's one more I know of, which actually we were talking about. The lady right here.
Comic book movies?
What?
Comic book the movie?
No, it's not a comic book movie. It's a non-comic book movie.
That's the
I
name
can't
of the
even
movie.
think of it.
The name of the movie is Comic Book the Movie. It's a documentary.
It's a non-comic book movie he was in a cameo in.
Alright.
How about the guy right there with his hand raised up? That's right, Princess Diary. You guys ever see that cameo?
That's right. Very. Oh, there's another one. Yeah. I did one called Ambulance years ago. Anybody ever see that? Well, if you didn't, you didn't. But look it up sometime when you get home. It's an old crime movie directed by Larry Cohen called Ambulance, and it starts out with a bunch of comic book artists in a place, and I'm one of the guys in the place. It was not my greatest performance.
There's another one. Stan has his favorite hero. It's his boy hero. Who is it? Someone in the back. In the back? Okay, the guy with the wristband right there. What is it? I can't hear you. What do we got? No?
Said Errol Flynn.
How about you right there? That's right. Errol Flynn.
I always wanted to be Errol Flynn. And for those of you who are too young to know who he is, get some DVDs and see his movies.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Okay, another question here. What armed service did he serve in?
The Navy.
Yeah.
Marine Corps.
Okay, we got two more. This will be an easy, everybody should know that because he always talks about it. He always says, what is his greatest creation? Let's take somebody on this side, that guy right there. Yeah. Henry. No. It's his greatest creation, he always talks about it. The guy in the way back there. You. Yeah, you. No, the guy in the back. You in the back. Yeah, look around. Yeah, you. What? That's right, but what's the name? Okay, he says it's child, but he has one child. What's he or she's name? What's it? Huh? What? No, it's not Stan.
He said Jan.
His aunt?
Jan. Jan.
No. No, not that.
This is my favorite panel. He does all the work. I ought to do this more often.
What's the answer? No. It's anybody? Okay, about Jim. Yeah. No, it's a female. That's Kent. No, not Joe. How about you, Joe?
Mary Jane.
No. I'll let you know. His great creation, J.C. Lee, his daughter.
JC.
Now here's the last one.
How many questions? When you started it, you're stuck with it. I can sing a song for you. When I was in the Army for a while, I was at a post where the Army Finance Department was based. Now these guys were regular soldiers, but they did payrolls. They weren't combat troops. And they had no morale at all because they felt we're not heroes, we don't fight. And they were so unhappy. So I decided I would write a marching song for them to give them the old spirit that they needed.
Woo!
And I used the tune of the Air Force song. You know, off we go into the wild blue, young and I wrote this song for them, and you're the only panel I've ever sung it for. You may hate it, but it's an exclusive. And this is what I wrote for them. Remember, this is the Army Finance Corps. I hope I can remember it. Off we go into our office yonder, at our desks, morning till night, far away from any battle's plunder. We pay off the fellows who fight. Clerks alert, guarding our books from plunder. Ledger books clutter the floor. We write, compute, sit tight to boot. Nothing'll stop the Army Finance Corps. Well, they loved it, and they used to march around singing it. I decided I should be a songwriter, but I couldn't do that to all of you, so I stayed in comics. That's the one song I wrote, and thank you for bearing with me. Wasn't that nice? I never did that.
Awesome.
What are we going to do with this stuff I signed? What, auction it off or what?
If I auction it out, you go home with them.
We have two more signed questions. There's questions. Why don't we leave them here, run away, and let everybody fight over them? Maybe this young lady would. You're doing a great.
Yes.
You're doing a great job. I think you deserve it.
Woo! Woo!
Great.
I'm going to give it to the deaf person in the audience. People don't realize, and the deaf culture is so left out. And they are involved with the geek culture too, and they love you, Stan, so I'm going to give it to him.
I think that is great. And
Yes.
I can relate to deaf people because I don't hear as well as I used to. As you get a little older, you lose that. So I was watching you doing that, and that is just terrific.
That's
And
awesome.
let's hear it for you. Hey, I think we have to go now because I don't have any more songs to sing you. But you've really been a great audience. And remember, you're the only ones who know. Who was it I told them that nobody else knows? I forgot. Can't tell you. About the end, about the cameo I did. You're the only ones who know that they should have had it on the screen. Where I'm absolutely knocked out by this girl, and I go, words to live by. It was an Academy Award performance. Anyway, you've been great. Thanks for putting up with us, and Excelsior!